that the life of a Palestinian child is as precious as the life of a Jewish child.
The excuse has been that we've got to wait until negotiations are complete. There are no negotiations. All that we have is extremist settlers trying to force out Palestinian people from their villages in the West Bank, which I've seen with my own eyes.
MPs Mark Pritchard, Munira Wilson, Stephen Flynn, Jeremy Corbyn, Edward Lee, Kit Malthouse, Nadia Whitmore, Asha D. Cordova, Ian Byrne all deserve a round of applause for their solidarity for the Palestinian people and calling it for what it is, a genocide. These are British white MPs, not Pakistani, not Indian, not Arab, not from the Middle East, white MPs all representing different parts of the UK. I say that because we have groups like the far right causing disunity amongst British citizens, and here is a clear example of British MPs standing up bravely and condemning a genocide. This is exactly what the British people need to see. Let's take a look.
In the past year, 100,000 tons of bombs have been dropped on Gaza, the equivalent of 5 times of the power of the nuclear weapons used over Hiroshima and Nagasaki 80 years ago. That resulted in the death of at least 60,000 people. And on top of that, we're now going to have the complete invasion of Gaza by Israel. At what point will the government actually cease all arms supplies and military cooperation with Israel, cease the use of RAF Akrotiri, and above all, stop the export of any parts for F-35 jets, which have been complicit in the killing of 60,000 people in Gaza? This surely is a time for the British government to say no, no more, no weapons, no cooperation, no support to save lives in Gaza and, of course, in the West Bank. Now is the time to say and do that.
The fact is that 13,000 children have been killed, 25,000 have been injured, maimed, wounded, orphaned, some of them. And for many years, I've been in this House 20 years, I have supported Israel pretty much at all costs, quite frankly. But today, I want to say that I got it wrong. And I condemn Israel for what it is doing to the Palestinian people in Gaza and indeed in the West Bank. And I'd like to withdraw my support right now for the actions of Israel, what they are doing right now in Gaza. Of course the hostages should be released. Of course that Israel has the right to exist. Of course the Israeli people, the Jewish people should have the right to live in peace. But so do the Palestinian people. And I've said it before and I'll say it again, that the life of a Palestinian child is as precious as the life of a Jewish child. And this is this particular moment in time. We've had lots of statements over the last 18 months. This is not only this Parliament's not greatest hour. I'm really concerned that this is a moment in history when people look back where we've got it wrong as a country. Can the minister stand up to our friends and allies in the United States and make a strong stand for humanity? For us being on the right side of history, for having the moral courage to lead, not just to follow the United States, and to make a difference. That's why we're all elected here. Let's stand up for life. Let's stand up for all children, not just Jewish children.
Deputy Speaker, in light of this latest outrage from the Netanyahu government to displace hundreds of thousands of innocent Palestinians, on top of starvation of hundreds of thousands of Palestinians, on top of the murdering of aid workers, on top of the expansion of violence by settlers, we get from the Minister strong opposition, a request for urgent clarity, a reiteration of his outrage. He says he's taking action, but he can hear from all sides of the House nobody is satisfied with the level of action the British government is taking. So I implore him again, listen to the support from all sides of the House, recognise a Palestinian state, impose a full arms embargo on Israel, sanction Smotrich and Ben Gvir, and in the name of God, as others have said, please can we get aid into Gaza so that people will stop starving.
Few things more infuriating in this House than listening to ministers when they're of the blue persuasion or now the red persuasion fail to call out collective punishment for what it is, fail to call out war crimes for what they are, continue to justify the sale of arms to Israel and find every excuse possible not to recognise the state of Palestine. So maybe he can be the one who surprises me, gets to his feet and says that the plan as laid out by Benjamin Netanyahu is tantamount to ethnic cleansing. Will he do that, yes or no?
Israel is using starvation as a weapon of war and Palestinians are being ethnically cleansed before our eyes. Sorry, Minister. Mere words of regret or condemnation from the government simply are not good enough. We were judged by, in history for the failure of the Palestinian people in this House. So I urge the Minister to listen to the House today, the consensus that's being built, and act. Act, not words. Please, Minister, we need actions for the Palestinian people.
It's clear that Israel has not significantly complied once. Now, after watching children being shot in the streets, medics and hospitals consistently targeted, British citizens and rescue workers murdered and their bodies concealed, red lines such as Rafah reduced to rubble, and of course the hostages still in captivity. We now learn from a government minister, an Israeli government minister, that Gaza is to be entirely destroyed, and we're watching the live streaming starvation of an entire people. Now, the minister talks about his anguish, and I know it's genuine, but can he not see what the majority of the House can see, that he's facing a catastrophic failure of government policy, for which the Palestinians and the Israelis and the rest of us may well pay a heavy price for many years to come? He's an intelligent man. Can he not see the moral and tactical case for a change in strategy that might bring about peace?
Witnessed a genocide being live streamed on our screens. We've seen children in Gaza being blown apart by Israeli bombs, infants wasting away from Israel's imposed starvation, and now Israel is proposing a full invasion and occupation of the entire Strip. The Israeli government is making a mockery of international law, and we are enabling it. It's not enough for the UK government just to condemn the Israeli government. When will our government end all arms sales to Israel and implement trade sanctions? We cannot be asking in years to come, what did we do to prevent a genocide, and for the answer to be not enough.